everybody, thank you for coming to this week's video blog here at California Realty Training. My name is Robert Rico. Thank you so much for coming today and visiting us on our YouTube channel. Today's topic is going to be a great one. It's going to be on disclosures. Now we're going to touch on a few questions regarding disclosures, how you're involved, how your client's involved, and how important it can be if you don't do the right thing when it comes to this disclosure stuff. Let's start off with disclosures in general. What is a disclosure? Now look at the word disclosure, right? Put it up there, disclosure. What does that word mean? Disclosure means what? That's right, to tell something, to say something, not to keep anything secret. If you know something, say it, shout it out, let it be known. Are you with me? When it comes to real estate, this is hugely important, incredibly important. For example, a seller's going to sell his house. Don't you think that the buyer has the right to know everything there is to know about the house, particularly when it comes to material facts? Are you kidding me? The buyer has every single right to know about all material facts there is to know about this house. Because if a seller or you, the realtor, are representing this house here, and you know of a defect this house has a defect, and you're keeping it secret? Are your clients keeping it secret? You aren't informing the buyer of this defect? You're holding back a material fact. You are keeping secret a material fact. Not good. No bueno, amigo. You don't want to do that. Why? Because if the buyer was aware of this material fact, listen to this, this is important. If the buyer is aware of this material fact, the buyer may have never made an offer on this house. Are you kidding me? If the buyer would have known that this house has a cracked foundation, the buyer may have never even been interested in this house. Is it your responsibility to disclose all property conditions, all property material facts, all defects in this house? The answer is yes. If you are aware of any defect, if you are aware and you know for a fact that there's something wrong with this house, let it be known. Let it be known. And not just verbally, we want you to write it out. Let it be known. Let everybody know. And if your client knows something, if your seller knows something, before he puts it on the market, he must let you know. Everybody needs to know. There's no need in hiding anything. If you omit any property issues, if you hide anything, if you keep anything secret, what's going to happen? You as a realtor might be liable if you knew about this. Your client, the seller, will definitely be liable for lying and keeping a secret and not disclosing what he should disclose. And it's important. It can cost you thousands, 10,000, hundreds. It can cost you tons of money if they take you to court. And chances are, guess what? They're going to take you to court. Wouldn't you do the same thing if somebody kept a secret on you and sold you a defective product? Of course you would. This is why we need to disclose, disclose, disclose. So the question then is, who should fix these defects? Not a bad question. That's a good question. We should actually determine who's going to be responsible for these defects. Well, it's not that big of a deal. Listen, this is how it works. Logical. A $5 bill is a $5 bill. Just think straightforward. The seller says, hey, buyer, before you buy this house, hey, buyer, before you get caught up into this escrow, let me disclose this to you. And the seller does the right thing. He discloses, discloses, discloses. And the buyer says, you know what? I'll take the house anyhow. I want this house. I got to live in this house. I grew up in this house. I want it so bad. I'll take it with the defects. The question then is, who's going to be responsible for repairing this property? Well, here's where you come in, Mr. or Mrs. Realtor. Your job then is to negotiate, right? Your job is strictly to negotiate, and this is what's going to make you fantastic, a fantastic realtor. If you're able to negotiate on behalf of the buyer and get the seller to do some of these repairs, you're going to look like the king of realtors or the queen of realtors. All in all, are disclosures important? Of course they're important. Should you disclose everything you know as a realtor? Absolutely. Should your seller hide anything? Absolutely not. If you know of any issues with the house, are you kidding me? If you know any issues with the house, the best thing to do, disclose, disclose, disclose. Because if you don't, you may be liable for it. Either you or your client or both of you. Got it? Good. Listen, I hope you learned something today. If you don't mind, if you have the time, please comment, like, or share with a friend this video because we're bringing it all to you and to the public so they can learn something in real estate. Do us a favor, huh? Visit our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our Twitter page, our LinkedIn page. It's great stuff. It's all brought to you. Got it? Hey, listen, hope to see you next week.